The View is no stranger to blow-ups and meltdowns, but this week reached a whole new level, with Whoopi Goldberg being schooled by the most conservative commentator on the panel, Elisabeth Hasslebeck, over the US's attack on Iran.
Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has said that this is now the time for the Iranian people to stand and do what they need to do. And when when you look at what women looked like and were treated like, we have a before and after, before this regime and after. This is before, and here's after. And right now, these women have hope. 47 million women have hope. Women, people who are gay are not being thrown off buildings. Women will not be mutilated and murdered. And I think there's such hope, and it takes strength to find peace, and America should be first at that always.
Well, here's the thing, though. I remember, and I hope you're right. I hope for the sake of the Iranian people and for the sake of the world, for America's sake, I hope you're right.
Despite being educated on the negative impacts of the Ayatollah's regime had on particularly women and gay people, Whoopi Goldberg and Ana Navarro still weren't entirely convinced about Trump's attacks. Online commentators blasted Goldberg's reaction, with this person saying their hatred of POTUS has clouded their vision. And this person agreed, saying these hags don't have any sympathy for the women in Iran, especially if DJT is responsible for their liberation. And it's not only the ladies of The View who are struggling to give Donald Trump any credit for freeing the people of Iran. MS Now's Rachel Maddow agreed that the Iranian people should be free from dictator rule, but still managed to criticize the way which Trump went about it.
And so if you really did want the Iranian people themselves to rise up in some kind of popular uprising and totally change their form of government, if you wanted the beleaguered and oppressed Iranian people to organize very quickly into a new populist political force to rise up against, among other things, the security services there that have been massacring them by the thousands this month and last. If you wanted that to happen, you probably could have taken some steps to help that happening, to make sure they can organize and can communicate, right? Maybe you would have turned the internet back on. And when you, Donald Trump, in your baseball hat, proclaimed on that weird taped message today that the Iranian police and the security forces and the Revolutionary Guard must surrender, they must lay down their weapons, as Donald Trump said this morning at 2:30. If that was what you wanted to happen, because you wanted the domestic security situation to become less dangerous for the Iranian people to rise up and overthrow their government, if you actually wanted to make that happen instead of just saying it, you as the U.S. government, maybe you as the U.S. government in coalition with other allies that you might have bothered to bring on board, you might have given the Iranian police and Revolutionary Guard and security services some instructions on how to surrender and lay down their weapons. Some path to do that, which Trump did not.
Online commentators blasted her reaction, with this person saying she was for freeing the Iranian people, but she's still complaining. They just can't bring themselves to allow a Trump victory no matter what. The analogy that if Trump cured cancer, they'd criticize the way he did it is true. And again on MS Now, the hosts and Democrat representative questioned whether Trump made the decision in the best interest of the United States.
You know, it feels like this is an opportunity to follow the money. There is a lot of very rigorous oversight that we need to do in addition to the war powers vote. And even the fact that we are questioning, did Donald Trump make this decision in the interest of U.S. national security, or did he make this decision in the interest of his own family's business interests, should be enough that we should all be very, very concerned about these business dealings that he's doing, because we should know without a doubt that our commander-in-chief, our president, even if we disagree with the decision, is making decisions solely about whether or not this is in the U.S.'s national interest.
And over on CNN, the same struggle was happening, but the network was eventually forced to show people celebrating the freedom of the Iranian people in the streets of LA.
The largest Iranian populations outside of the Middle East. You see the gathering there behind her. Julia, how is the Iranian community responding?
Well,
Well, this gathering has only grown, Jessica, over the past few hours, since we've gotten here. It has amassed a large number of people, and the celebration is striking. We got here just moments after initial reports, initial rumors of the death of Ayatollah Khamenei had just started to trickle from Iran to this diaspora community, and people were jumping in excitement, hugging each other, crying, saying that basically they've been waiting 47 years for this very day, Jessica. It is the reason so many of them have come out here today.
And whilst the US mainstream media refuses to give Donald Trump his dues, the people of Iran are showing the real sentiment on the ground. Like this group of people who ripped down the statue of Ayatollah Khamenei and celebrated his death on the streets.